Every harvest season, the descendants of the Jiang family solemnly worship their ancestor, Sir Guying.
Fruits and rice in the village ripen during every autumn season. We offer peanuts and chestnuts, primarily to our ancestors.
It is a tradition of the Jiang family in Jiangguying village to remember their ancestors. The descendants named their village in memory of their first ancestor, Jiang Guying, so that his legacy would live on. Jiangguying village is in Hunan province. It is also called Jiangguying House. The 2,600 villagers here are from one clan. They live under one roof and have carefully followed their traditions for centuries. Why does the clan still live together? And how has it remained so strong and united after hundreds of years? The identity of Jiang Guying is recorded in the genealogy of the Jiang family. He was a soldier and lost his job twice. Simple accounts speak of his changing fortunes, leaving his descendants much room for conjecture. Jiang Jixiong, who is of the 19th generation of Jiangguying village, believes that Sir Guying deliberately concealed his true identity during an era of war.
Jiang Guying, even at present, is still a mystery to the people. You might be wondering, what kind of person was Jiang Guying? Even our family is not sure about who exactly he was. The genealogy of the Jiangs says that the entire clan will prosper with concealed merits. It means a clan can't be prosperous unless its merits are concealed. He had to keep his identity a secret.
Was he tired of official life, or was he fleeing from disaster? During Hongwu's rule, Jiang Guying, who retired from office, chose to live in Weidong town, surrounded by mountains and trees. In a shabby hut at the foot of Bijia Mountain, Jiang Guying vowed to raise a family and help others. He also hoped for prosperous descendants. According to the genealogy, Jiang Guying made the generational spectrum available for 34 generations. He also created several family instructions, some of them being, a peaceful family will prosper, help each other in difficult times, admonish each other in case of faults, do not fight over small profits, and do not hate because of small frustrations. The Jiang family has followed these instructions and strengthened their bonds. Over 200 years, the Jiangs have become a wealthy and influential family. During the Ming Dynasty, Sir Sinan of the 8th generation built a great house with 422 rooms at the foot of Longxing Mountain. During the Qing Dynasty, the 16th generation Zhang Yunpu and Zhang Lixin built 2 more great houses, Wang Jiaduan and Shang Xinwu. The eaves of the 3 great houses are connected and stretch out as far as 1 kilometer.
For the Jiangguying house, there is an old saying that bricks make up walls, while tiles make up rooms. Thousands of villagers live under one great roof, and these people are members of only one family. This also embodies a spirit of solidarity, of friendship, and tradition.
Bricks make up walls, while tiles make up rooms. This saying has been passed down for generations and implies that the ancestors want to teach their descendants to keep the family together. Jiang family members living under one roof believe that harmony is most precious. Following the family's instructions, generations have preserved the integrity of the original architecture and passed on their teachings on the importance of harmony.
Men on earth, are good at birth.
are good at birth.
Nature differs
Nature differs
based on nurture.
based on nurture.
In a few days, it will be the Double Nine Festival. It is a festival for the elderly people. At home you have your grandparents. So class, what can you do for them? What can you do to help your grandparents?
I can help my grandma to cook, pick food, and catch chickens. I can serve Grandpa tea. I will chop firewood for Grandpa.
Sons, come back. Please come back to our home.
86-year-old Li Aishang looks forward to the Double Nine Festival. This festival is still in a few days, but she's already been busy. Li Aishang has been living in this great house for over 60 years, since the early 1950s, when she married into the village. She has 9 children and lives with her youngest son.
At 6:30 to 7 every morning, I'll call my mom. I do the same before my afternoon nap and after I get up at around 2 o'clock. When I come home at night, I call her again and tell her to eat. I have to remind her. I even come here every midnight just to say hello to my mom. I don't feel relieved if she doesn't respond.
How many years have you been doing this?
For 12 years, I got to understand the hardships of being a parent since I have my own children.
The descendants of the Zhang family believe that one should not travel to far places while one's parents are alive. Many young people have left the great house, but if there is an elder in the family, one child must stay to take care of him. Filial piety is the root of a harmonious family. Filial piety and fraternity are important Zhang family instructions. There are explicit codes of conduct for respecting one's parents. If parents have done something bad, children should gently admonish them or do good deeds to make up for it. Showing filial obedience to parents has long been a practice in Zhang Guying house.
If you were to scold your parents in a very harsh way, the other villagers will really despise you. They will not interact with you because you are disrespectful as a child.
On the day of the festival, Li Aishan gets dressed before her youngest son comes to wake her up. To her surprise, her little grandson, Zhang Jiacheng, has gotten up early as well.
Grandma, this is a gift for you. This is a drawing of the sun, and this is a rainbow and a tree. This is you and my sister, and this is me. And this is the house.
This is the house.
Li Aishang's children arrive at almost noon. They have come from other places to celebrate with her. This room, empty on ordinary days, has become crowded and lively.
When is she expected to give birth?
It's already been 9 months.
On the Spring Festival, Double Nine Festival, and her birthday, Li Aishang's children come back despite their busy schedules. It is on these celebrations that Li Aishang feels happiest. For the rest of the year, she looks forward to their visits. Every time her children come back, they worship their ancestors and their father together. In addition to expressing their gratitude to their ancestors, those who have gone are expected to remember where they came from.
Today is the Double Nine Festival. Let us all wish our mother to have good health, longevity, and prosperity. Cheers!
It is a harmonious family with prosperous children and grandchildren.
Today is the Double Nine Festival. We wish you good health.
We all wish you longevity.
This is a commonplace scene in Jangguying House. There were once 5 generations living here with over 100 family members. Now, there are over 60 families with 4 generations. Zhang Sanyan is of the 23rd generation of Jangguying. He is a surgeon in Yuyang. He has not come home in a long time. The longer he lives in the city, the more he misses the old house in his hometown. Whenever he feels homesick, he writes down his memories of the great house and shares it via his blog. Chatting with his friends about his hometown and homesickness is the greatest spiritual comfort for him. Zhang Sanyan goes back to his hometown a few times every year to remember his childhood and to appreciate the customs of the great house.
It is really high. It is about 1 step higher than the last one back there, I noticed.
Yes. Because that is our gate and this is the main room. It has the highest door sill because it shares the highest status.
The Jangguying house adopts the Feng structure. There are 3 to 5 main rooms in the middle and 3 to 4 branch rooms on both sides. Units are formed with courtyards in the center. Main rooms, branch rooms, and wings on both sides are assigned according to seniority.
This is our ancestor, Mr. Zhang Guying. This is the main room of the entire house, and he has the highest status. His statue is placed here. We come to worship him with our entire family on New Year's Day or during other festivals.
This screen door is a feature of the great house. They live apart when the screen doors are closed, but when they are open, the rooms transform into a huge common space that is used for sacrifices, weddings, or funerals. In his childhood, Zhang Sanyan thought of the great house as a huge maze. There are 206 courtyards with 206 skylights. The 62 circuitous lanes lead every which way.
Here is 1 door, a 2nd door, a 3rd door, and a 4th door. They lead in all directions. For example, sometimes we would end up coming to another family when we opened this door. We got lost here often.
As connecting structures for both buildings and family members, lanes were constructed to allow access in times of emergency. If a fire breaks out, other families can quickly bring in water from the pond. If the fire gets bigger, the lanes help to keep it contained.
If ever a fire breaks out in this room, we can push out the tile above so that the fire will not spread to other rooms.
How can we open the tile?
We can just climb from here.
Even without any ladder?
That's right.
So how wide is this?
Around 80 centimeters.
How can we climb from here?
The young ones can climb from here.
Like all of you?
That's right.
Hey, brother! Are you from this village?
Yes.
Dr. Zhang here just told me that all young people in your village could climb up from here to stop the fire.
Yes, we can all climb up there.
I don't believe that.
Let me try.
Can you show me how to do it?
Okay, it's fine.
Be careful. Enough, that would be fine. Can you please slow down?
It's fine.
But can you climb all the way up there to the top?
Yes, I can. And we can open the tiles with battens so the fire will go up instead of spreading.
The lanes of Jangguying village are shaded by the eaves of the roof above. Walking through the great house, people are protected from the sun and rain. Owing to its architectural design and the way neighbors have cared for it, Jangguying House has remained safe for hundreds of years. The great house, with its connected rooms and lanes, is a playground for children. Children of over 600 households follow the tradition of respecting seniority and get on well with each other. They have learned this from their parents and elders.
This is where I watched them making fried bean curd when I was young.
Are they still doing that?
Yes, they are. I'll show you.
Is this the newly fried tofu?
Yes, and it was newly made.
It smells so good.
Making tofu is a centuries-old practice in Jiangguying village. The village is surrounded by mountains, and getting there is difficult. Before better roads were laid, the villagers had to provide for themselves using local materials. They made tofu using soybeans they planted by the mountain, which is both a nutritious and cheap dish. Because it was easy to store, fried tofu was a regular food for the villagers all year round. There are still over 20 tofu shops in Jiangguying village to this day.
My neighbor used to run a tofu shop. When I smelled it from far away, I would run, and I would just stare at the fried tofu with fixed eyes. The shopkeeper thought I was greedy, but he often still gave me one, and I loved it. I have wonderful memories from the past. It makes me feel good the more I eat it.
The ancestors believe that when clansmen and neighbors work together, a family will prosper. There is a saying that teeth may fall, but a tongue will remain. The Zhang family encourage their descendants to learn to use softness to overcome hardness and be modest so they can get along with their neighbors.
This is the place where people in the village handle disputes with other clans and also decide upon important affairs that happen to affect their own clan or their own family. But the other courtyards I noticed are all square. This one has two angles missing from the other side. Is there any particular reason? This side is round. But look here. These sides are different since they have square corners. This is the principle by which we deal with our affairs. Being smooth on the surface but firm at heart. We pay special attention to flexibility and harmony, and inclusiveness too, when we are handling external affairs. But we take a principled stand whenever we handle internal affairs.
In the 1980s, there was conflict between the Zhang and the Long families because of a water problem. The Long family lived on the upper reaches of a local river, while the Zhangs were on the lower reaches. During flood season, the Long family discharged water, submerging the crops of the Zhangs. In the dry season, both families lacked water. The Long family cut off the source of water, leaving the Zhangs with none. This caused the two families to feud. Both families were poised to fight, but then the elders of the Zhang family called in their clansmen to discuss a solution. In the assembly hall of Jiangguying House, the clansmen fiercely discussed the water problem. The younger clansmen believed their family was right and wanted to fight for their honor. But the elders believed that their family did not bully anyone because to them, harmony was paramount. Even if they were in the right, they would tolerate the Long family. In the end, the young men were convinced, and the Zhang family called for New Year's blessings for the Long family using the dragon dance.
Tolerating was done to move others, and they would also give precedence to whoever did it first. The problems would thus be easily resolved. If neither of them made a concession, then they would definitely quarrel. No one would win by destruction, and they will leave a bad influence on their descendants.
Because of their generous attitude, the Zhang family reached an understanding with the Long family. The rancor between the families was diffused. Wang Shuchang, the president of the Chinese Academy of Culture, believes that family instructions regulate behavior and contain their living wisdom.
In a family that is dominated by men, there would be a large number of precepts and regulations to multiply and develop its clan, so they were assimilated into the clan's cultural tradition. It was then that the clan's cultural identity came into being, and in following it, one's family would not only be prosperous, but It would also make it easier to assimilate into society and get on very well with other clans in harmony.
Aside from the Jiang family, dozens of households of the Chen family live less than 200 meters away from the Great House.
This is the Chen house. Our ancestors came maybe about 30 years earlier than Zhang Guyin.
30 years earlier than the Jiang family?
30 years earlier.
Centuries later, the Jiang family became a respected clan with nearly 10,000 descendants. The Chens have only over 100 descendants. The powerful Jiang family does not believe in oppressing the weak. Instead, they still choose to give priority to the Chen family. In 2009, villagers raised funds to harden the muddy roads in front of the houses. Repairs started with the Chen family.
The villagers started to repair our roads first, before they did their own repairs within their homes.
Be forbearing, modest, and humble. The Jiangs have been following the teachings of their ancestors who long ago established harmony between the Chen family and theirs for generations.
The concept of harmony was first seen in music. Music gets harmony from its phonetic ordering. 7 different scales make up harmony, as ranked by sequence and rhythm. Therefore, it emphasizes the concept of diversification. It has vitality when different things are put together. In the ancient village, the Jiang and the Chen families were the 2 main clans. The Jiang family is modest. They would never impose themselves on any other clan, so the 2 different clans can live here together in harmony over centuries.
The over 600-year-old Jiangguying village is a melting pot of traditional and modern culture. Since 2008, the village has been sharing the profits of its tourism industry with the villagers. This year, the villagers want to invest in infrastructure. Party Secretary Zhang Wanshang calls the village representatives to discuss whether to share this year's profits or to use them for the village.
Our ancestors taught us to develop the family by means of farming, as well as studying, filial piety, and brotherly love, so we all must have a fair, just, and public discussion in harmony. Our fund balance is now 596,730 renminbi.
Before discussing major village events, 22nd generation Zhang Wansheng will bring up the family instruction. To this day, family rules and instructions are still the moral guiding standards.
I don't agree to share all the bonus. Why is that? Because some people have difficulties in life.
It should be distributed realistically. Yes, those with difficulties need it more than we do. But we can't share all the money.
Most villagers still want to get profit shares. Zhang Wansheng still has to consider issues like this, along with profit distribution and convincing villagers to make concessions.
Like Zhang Pusheng has no children and is not registered in Jiangguying village. Let's now vote by means of a secret ballot if he can share the bonus. All right then, let us now vote.
The meeting of the representatives starts at dusk. They discuss and vote on various issues, like taking care of those in need, rewarding villagers who have made sacrifices for the village, and punishing those who have violated rules and regulations. Profit shares are to be distributed today. Villagers have come early to line up. In the process, they discuss affairs in the spirit of camaraderie. The age-old tradition of harmony is upheld and strengthened by the current system, thereby bringing different clans closer together. The word harmony is closely connected to the name Jiangguying and is the reason Jiangguying village has survived all the years of hardship. The legacy of the Zhang family will remain legendary for many years to come.
月光照在我家乡，心中依然那么渴望。多少次我梦回故乡，总是记忆中的模样。炊烟升起，仍带清香，熟悉的呼唤就在耳旁。乡愁。